Hey guys, welcome into the Mile High Football Podcast. I am Mark Schlereth, Mile High Football Podcast presented by Ideal Home Loans. And let's just take a minute to talk about what's going on with the Broncos right now. News outside of Dove Valley, not a whole lot of news. They've got their second week of OTAs going on. They finished that up today. But I love just the quiet, calm. The fact that there are not a lot of videos out there, the fact that Sean Payton has really put the clamps down on guys speaking to the media. And I will tell you this, one of the things that's really cool for me about this is that I've experienced this. I played for the Denver Broncos in the 90s when we won back-to-back championships, and when the offensive line didn't speak to the media at all. And one of the things that does for you is it creates a camaraderie within that locker room, this sense of this is us, this is our team, and there are some things that are sacred. And I think that's an important aspect of this. The other thing it does, it takes some pressure off of you. You don't have to be a walking soundbite. You don't have to stand in front of the media. You don't have to answer all those questions. You can go about doing your work. And Sean Payton said this when he was hired. More anonymous donors, and let's let our football do the speaking for us when we start playing games. And that, to me, is the most important thing that can go on. So the fact that we're kind of, as Broncos country, and I'm with you guys, man, we're kind of starved for information right now. We haven't heard much coming out of Dove Valley. There hasn't been a lot of access to players. There is just this quietness about that football team that I know as fans, we want to consume everything. We want to do all this stuff, but it's a good thing. Trust me. It's a really good thing. And, Mike Evans on our show in the morning asked me, well, how does that equate to wins? Like, what does that do for you? Does it really do anything? And I think the thing about changing a culture is it's not just one thing. And it's not just one big thing. Changing a culture is all about doing a lot of little things, and those little things become big things. That camaraderie that you create, that us against them mentality that you create. Let's face it, the Nuggets are on their way to an NBA Finals, and a lot of their inspiration and a lot of their motivation is really an us against them, us against the national media, us that we're not getting our respect. A lot of that stuff is an important part of the internal competition, an important part of coming together and supporting one another. As opposed to trying to build your brand, you are working together with the guy beside you, building your career. And so the fact that there's not a lot of news coming out of Broncos country, I think, or coming out of Broncos facility for Broncos country, I think that's an incredibly good thing. I think that is a powerful thing, and I think that's part of the culture that Sean Payton is trying to build. Now let's address the kicking situation. As you guys all know, Brandon McManus was let go. And well, let me preface this by, no disrespect, okay? Of course, once you say that, you're going to disrespect somebody. But this is not disrespect. This is just a belief system that's been developed over years of covering this game. 30, playing this game and covering this game. You're talking about 30 some odd years, 35 years of being involved in the National Football League in one shape, form, or another. And I believe this. Brandon McManus had his press conference in Jacksonville, and essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, said, "Hey, looking forward to coming to Jacksonville, bringing some of my, my leadership and championship experience to, help this team get over the top." And that's a great saying. I'm sure everybody in Jacksonville was excited about that. I would say, well, where were you the last 7 years when you guys absolutely stunk? What would that leadership and what would that bring? And I'm not saying that he's not a great leader and not a great guy and not a great kicker, because he is. But the bottom line is it goes back to culture building within this organization. And again, this is going to be my anti-kicker They're a very important cog in the team. But this comes to my anti-kicker belief. Dude, if your kicker is the voice of your football team, wait, have you ever watched practice? When guys are out there doing 9-on-7 and banging helmets and busting each other's asses and trying to, crush each other, the kickers are playing games on the sideline. Like, let's see who can kick it in, coffin corner kicking game. What are you going to stop down practicing? The kicker going to come address the team? like, like in my day, it would have been like, get the out of here, Jason Elam. Get out of here. You're not allowed to address the team. You just make field goals. That's your job. We love you. Go make field goals. So I find that there, and I'm going to get crushed for this. I understand that I'm going to get crushed for this. And let me just tell you guys this, that watch this podcast on Denver Sports. I don't care. You can be mad at me. You can play the victim. You can have hurt feelings. And I'll just tell you, get over it. It is the way it is. And if you're, honestly, if your kicker is your team captain, you got issues. That's my personal opinion. And, it's not like I love Jason Elam. He's a good friend of mine. I love Tom Ruin, our kicker and our punter. But I love the guys I had in Washington, Kelly Goodburn. I love Kelly Goodburn. I love Chip Lowmiller. Know your role. Know your role. And so if you're looking to your kicker for leadership, then I think you got bigger fish to fry. That's just my own personal opinion. Now, in regards to Elliott Fry, who the Broncos just signed to be their new kicker, I think this is his 13th team in the NFL. He's attempted 6 field goals. I believe he's made 5 of them. He's attempted 7 extra points. I believe he's made 5 of those. Let me just tell you this. If you think Elliott Fry is going to be your long-term answer in Denver, I would bet you money that Elliott Fry will be the kicker in the preseason, but he won't be the kicker during the regular season. I would bet you a dime to a dollar. I think he's been cut 12 times. That Sean Payton and George Payton are waiting for kickers that are in kicking competitions in other training camps, guys they had their eye on, guys that have been drafted. They're waiting for the competition to, the teams to pick one guy. And I would put money, if I had to bet an amount of money that mattered to me, I would bet that Elliott Fry is not your starting kicker week 1. It will be somebody that's picked up off of somebody else's roster who ends up getting cut and losing the kicking competition. And if you want to put a bet on it, let's throw it down. Let's put a bet on it. But that would be, mark my word, that would be my bet. And we'll see exactly how that plays out. Hey, listen, for everybody involved in the Mile High Football podcast, we thank you for listening. We thank you guys for putting it together. Sean and his crew and Matthew, thank you guys so much. And for my buddy Brent Ivinson at Ideal Home Loans, we thank you for sponsoring the show. You guys do a great job over there. So, hey, guys, take care. Have a great weekend. Go Nuggets. And we'll talk to you next week.